Hi, folks. Welcome back. It's time for the Malzberg panel. Joining us is our friend, former Congressman Pete Hoekstra, former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, and making his first appearance on the Malzberg panel is our own Bill Hoffmann of Newsmax. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Doing well, doing well. All right, while we wait for the congressman to join us, by the way, this just in, Mick Jagger's girlfriend was found dead of an apparent suicide. We'll bring you any updates on that as we go along. But anyway, I don't know if you heard me earlier at the beginning. I was talking about the St. Patrick's Day parade and Bill de Blasio not marching and the beer companies pulling out. But tell me if I'm wrong. De Blasio went and sat through the mass and got a blessing, but then goes home. Didn't march in the parade. Hypocrisy? Bill?
I would say that, yeah, he absolutely should have marched in the parade if he's going to go to the breakfast and everything like that. I mean, if he was just going to be a one idea guy as far as the parade was concerned, he should have skipped it all. But it didn't happen that way. So, yeah, I would say so. I would agree with you on that one.
And what about all the beer companies pulling out at the last minute after receiving pressure from groups representing the gay community and bars down in Greenwich Village? Some would call that, economic blackmail.
It is economic blackmail, absolutely. But I think that anytime these companies in this day and age face this sort of pressure, the PC police are so strong these days. It's not just the gay issue, it's almost any issue. I mean, anything that happens and there's any controversy involving a company that might stand to lose millions of dollars, they're going to fold.
All right, we're joined right now by former Congressman Pete Hoekstra. Hello, Congressman.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good, good, good. All right, let's turn our attention to the plane situation. It's a story, Congressman, that just won't go away, but it becomes more and more apparent to more and more people, and when you listen to the experts, that this plane might have been taken and might be used or attempted to be used as a weapon down the road.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very, very strange, and you're right. A week later, rather than narrowing the options as to what may have happened or where the plane may have gone, the options are actually expanding. Rather than getting more answers, we're getting fewer answers, and yeah, the possibilities are really mind-boggling. The plane could still be somewhere, could have landed. Then you wonder what happened to the passengers. Just lots of questions out there.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, you worked, of course, for the New York Post for many, many years. I mean, this is one of those mysteries that has really, obviously intrigued the world and has kept them intrigued for quite some time.
Oh, very much so. And when you look at it from a reporter's point of view, you say there are 239 passengers on that plane, so there are 239 stories. Where are those people right now? What are they doing? Are they being kept in like a four-star hotel? If the plane has landed, are they in a jungle somewhere? Are they alive? Are they dead? Are they being executed? No one knows. So the idea that these people are out there and no one knows what happened to them, and then their families, what they're going through. I mean, the mothers, the fathers, the sisters and brothers, every day, every night they go to bed, they have to say, where is my husband? Where is my son?
Sure.
Where's my daughter?
Now, one more question on this, Congressman. I mean, as a member of the former chair of the House Intelligence Committee, I mean, it's not the CIA's job or the FBI's job, although the FBI certainly could be welcomed into this investigation. But if you're on that committee today, how concerned are you that something like this could happen?
Well, I mean, you're talking to all the experts from a technology standpoint. This morning I was hearing reports that, there's an app that can take over an airline. Is that actually true? So you're very concerned. I mean, hey, if there's a missing plane and it's missing in Malaysia, if it's missing in, the South China Sea, it's one thing. What you're really worried about is, was this a test run? Is this, is there a capability to do this in Western Europe? Is there a capability to do this with an airplane in the United States? Those are the kinds of questions that I think the folks on the Intelligence Committee and, the National Security, Homeland Security committees, those are the kinds of questions that our policymakers are asking today.
Yeah, in addition to, is it possible to take that plane and do something with it after the fact. All right, let's move on to. I want you guys to listen to what John Kerry said today. Of course, Barack Obama came out and announced an executive order enforcing sanctions, further sanctions on a number of specific people that he says are involved in the Russian takeover of Crimea. But I want you to hear what John Kerry had to say to Vladimir Putin. And it's a little hard to hear, but we're going to pump up the volume, as they say, and here it is.
We hope President Putin will recognize that none of what we're saying is meant as a threat. It's not meant as in a personal way. It is meant as a matter of respect for the international multilateral structure that we have lived by since World War II, and for the standards of behavior about annexation, about secession, about independence, and how countries come about it.
Okay, so Congressman, I mean, it's almost as if somebody said, "Well, you've really ticked off Putin, and you better back off, and you better make it clear, otherwise something's going to happen." I mean, I've never heard of anything like this.
I can just imagine Putin sitting in Moscow, and he's sitting there with some of his key advisors, and they play this tape, and what their reaction would be. I got to believe that they just break out in laughter and say, what is this? And who are these folks? And it'll be, these are the same guys that pulled the missile, anti-missile defenses out of Poland and the old Czech Republic. These are the guys that thought we were going to help them give or make Iran give up their nuclear program.
Right.
These are the guys that made sure that Western Europe is getting 50% of their fossil fuels from us.
Bill, I mean, to hear a Secretary of State in the middle of a crisis. And when we know, and we've said that Putin is responsible, and Putin will have to face ramifications, and there'll be consequences, and Putin better stop this, and we know who he is, and now it's like, hey, Vladimir, don't take this personally. We have nothing against you. You gotta laugh, I guess, or cry.
I was very surprised to hear that. I think back to when you would be bullied in school, and then you have that final time where you meet the bully out in the sandlot, out on the track field, and have it out with him. And there's maybe a couple of noses are bloodied, but then you knock them down, you walk away, but you don't come and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't believe it. Why did we do that?"
But we didn't. Yeah, right. But we didn't. But Congressman, we didn't bloody any noses, and we're apologizing.
And I think the real scary thing here, Steve, is you're right. I think the Russians are laughing, as are other enemies that are looking at us and seeing exactly who we are. And then it's painful to listen as an American. It's painful for me to listen to Secretary Kerry give that speech or give that warning to Putin. It just tells you how far we have fallen in the last 5 years in terms of respect in the international community. It's one thing to be feared and respected. Right now, we're neither.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it. All right, Congressman Pete Hoekstra, former congressman, former chair of the House Intelligence Committee. We thank you, sir, for joining the panel in this hour.
Thank you.
And Bill Hoffmann of Newsmax will be back every hour, because you can never get too much of a good thing. So he'll be back with us. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. And folks, when we come back, Roland Martin will join me, and we're going to talk about this column that appeared that trashed Ben Carson, who we're going to speak to later in the show, by the way. And this writer is an African-American, and he says he Ben Carson as a youngster. Ben Carson helped reform him, if you will, in a sense. And now Ben Carson, guess what he's done? He's sold out. He's sold out to the Tea Party and Fox News and all that. We'll talk about that and a little Obamacare maybe, too, on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax TV. Don't miss it.
The Steve Malzberg Show.